Hey everyone, welcome to Solo Party. My name is Kane, and today we are back to slay the Spire with Ascension 7 and the Watcher. On Ascension 7, we have harder encounters, so I believe it was the Looter, Jawworm, and the Large Slime that became harder in our Act 1 standard encounters. So now let's roll for our boss. And we're up against Hexaghost. And we'll check out our Niao's Blessing. All right, so we need to get a card reward. Obviously, we've already got our gold down there, and then we can choose between transforming a card, gaining 5, or gaining 2 card rewards from the colorless rewards and then gain a curse. Well, I definitely don't think I want that option, but if we look at the pathing, we do actually have a couple shops down here pretty early, so I think maybe gaining the 5 extra gold is going to be our best option here. Now, for our card reward, we have a choice between Collect, Meditate, and Carve Reality. And I think I want to go for some high damage here, and we'll grab Carve Reality. And we'll roll for our first encounter. Okay, so we'll be facing the Cultist again. I feel like we keep getting this one. And let's kick things off with our opening hand. We've got our Ascender's Bane, Defend, 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 and Vigilant. Wow, what a horrible opening hand. We'll roll our die. And a 5 does get us the 1 block we need. So, I mean, yeah, what an almost total waste here. We're just going to spend 2 energy to play our Vigilant so we can go into Calm. And that puts us at 3 block, and we're just going to end our turn there and exhaust our Ascender's Bane. Now the Cultist attacks us for 1, which we block and gains a Strength. Now it's back to us. Let's draw into hopefully a much better hand here. Another Defend, all right. Eruption, Strike, Strike, and Strike. We'll roll the die. And there we go, another 1 block, which we definitely needed, and we will spend 1 more block in order to play the 1 defend that we drew to go up to 2, and we'll be able to fully block this turn. And I don't think we want to erupt just yet because we won't be able to block the extra damage from Wrath, so we will just spend 2 energy on 2 basic strikes, taking it down to 7. We're then attacked for 2, which we block, and it gains another strength. Now we draw back up, we'll get the last couple cards here, which is a strike and a Carve Reality. And then 3 more. We have a defend, defend, and defend. Man, this is really not going our way. Let's roll our die. Okay, good. We did get 1. We did need that block, so we didn't have to spend our entire turn blocking. We will be spending 2 energy for 2 defend and going up to 3 block. And we can spend our last energy on a basic strike for 1 more damage, taking it to 6. We're then attacked for 3, which we do block just barely. And it'll gain another strength. So we would love to get enough damage to defeat it here. Let's see what we can get. We have Strike, Defend, Strike, Strike, and Eruption. There we go. I think we needed that to make it happen this turn. So let's go ahead and spend 2 of our energy. Well, let's roll first. Okay, nothing there. So 2 energy to play our Eruption, which will deal 2 damage, taking it to 4. And then we will go into Wrath, and once we leave Calm, we gain 2 more energy, going back up to 3. And now all of our attacks are going to deal +1 damage. So we can spend 2 energy on 2 strikes for another 4 damage, which will defeat the Cultist. We're going to gain 1 gold going up to 11, and we get a card reward. Now we have a choice between Crescendo, Perseverance, and Tranquility. They're all retain cards. We either get some block or some stance changing. And for me, I like being able to get out of Wrath when I need to, so being able to retain a Tranquility to help us get into Calm, which will also in turn get us more energy whenever we exit it again, I think is going to turn on a lot of combos for us. So we're going to take Tranquility. Now we'll check out our first event. And we've got a Dead Adventurer. You find a Dead Adventurer. His pants are missing. If this is the first event, discard it and draw again. Okay, so we do have to discard and draw another one. And now we have Wheel of Change. It's time to spin the wheel. Are you ready? Of course you are. All right, let's roll the die here. Okay, and on a 5, we gain another 4 coins. So we're going to go up to 15, which is perfect because we're coming up on a shop here. And then we can go to our next encounter against, wouldn't you know it, another cultist, but this time with a spike slime. All right, let's start this combat. We've got a defend, strike, strike, a Cinder's Bane, and Tranquility. We'll roll our die. Okay, a 5 does get us 1 block to start, and we're being attacked for a total of 1 and 2, so 3. And we do not have the option of fully blocking here. So we will go ahead and spend 1 energy to play a basic defend to get up to 2 block. And we will spend our last 2 energy on 2 basic strikes against the spike slime to take it down to 3. And we're going to do that because we know we have the Carve Reality, which can deal 3 damage to 2 enemies. So that will take out the spike slime and do some to the cultist as well. And at the end of our turn, we exhaust our Cinder's Bane. And we retain our Tranquility. Now the cultist attacks for 1, which we block and gains a strength. And the spike slime attacks for 2. We block 1 and take 1, so we're at 7 HP. Now, back to our turn. We'll draw 5. We've got, there it is, Carve Reality, Eruption, Strike, Defend, and Vigilance. We'll roll the die. And a 5 again. All right, we're getting a lot of good loaded die rolls. So we get 1 block, and we are again, now we're getting attacked for 4 because the cultist has gained a strength. Oh, and I had been forgetting that we were supposed to gain this at the start of combat, so obviously we have that now. That's going to give us the 1 energy. And I don't think we'll need it this turn because we can just spend 2 energy in order to play our Carve Reality. So we'll deal 3 damage to both of them, taking the cultist down to 6 and defeating the spike slime, which takes 2 damage off of the board. So now we're only being attacked for 2. And with that, we can just spend our last energy on a basic defend to give us that 2 block. We'll end our turn and retain the Tranquility again. Then we are attacked for 2, which we block, and it gains another strength. Now we'll draw up, and we have a strike, defend, defend. We need 2 more. And we also get a vigilance and a Carve Reality again. We will roll the die. Okay, a 3 does not get us anything. We're being attacked for 3. So I definitely think we need to start by spending 2 energy in order to play our vigilance to go up to 2 block and enter calm. And we'll go ahead and spend our last energy on a basic defend in order to get up to that 3 block, and hopefully next turn we can take out the cultist. We're once again retaining our Tranquility. And the cultist attacks for 3, which we block and gains another strength. We'll draw our next hand, hopefully an eruption in here. A strike, strike, defend, strike, and defend. All right, we did not get our eruption. That is not great. Let's roll our die. Okay, we did get the 6, which will allow us to get 1 block. And yeah, I really hate to take damage here again, but we don't really have a choice. We will spend 2 more energy for 2 basic defends, going up to 3 block. And we'll spend our last energy on a basic strike, taking it down to 5. We're then attacked for 4, so we block 3 and then go down to 6 HP. And it'll gain another strength, so we really need to take it out on this turn. There's not a lot we can do about 5 incoming damage. So we'll draw our hand, and we get Eruption, of course, right at the bottom. All right, so we need 4 more. We also have a defend, a strike, and defend. Okay, that is enough damage there. We spend 2 energy on an Eruption, which will deal 2 damage, taking it down to 3. We get our 2 energy back when we leave Wrath, or when we leave Calm and go into Wrath. And then we can play 2 more strikes for a total of 4 damage and defeat the cultist. All right, so we get another gold going to 16. We get a potion. And we gain a cunning potion, which is actually really nice for us when we're in Wrath. And a card reward. And we have a cut through fate, a consecrate, and a third eye. And I think early on, I want to take a consecrate. It's a cheap, easy AoE to play. It's going to help out if we draw the sentries on one of these 2 elite fights we're hopefully going to. I do like cut through fate for the card draw, but right now we just don't have a lot of things we're really looking to cycle through our deck for. So I think just being able to play an easy AoE when we're still just only at 3 energy at the beginning of this Act 1, that consecrate's going to be the most beneficial right now. And now we can go visit this merchant with our 16 gold. And the first thing that caught my eye is the Peace Pipe relic. So with this, we can spend 8 gold, and then whenever we rest at a campsite, we may also remove a card. That's going to help keep us slim and drawing into the cards we really want to. I really like this, especially for a Watcher build. So we've got 8 gold remaining. And I do think we want to spend 3 energy in order to grab a Talk to the Hand. Just a 1 energy, 2 damage attack that can also give us block, I think is going to be helpful early on. We're already taking a little bit of damage, which I don't like. And then we've already got some extra calm cards, so let's spend another 3 on like water here. So a power at the end of turn, if we're in calm, we're going to gain a block. And let's go ahead and just sell out here, and we'll spend our last 2 to grab that attack potion. And now we're on to our first elite, which is, okay, the sentries. Really glad we got that consecrate now. Okay, let's grab our opening hand. We've got consecrate, tranquility, strike, like water, and defend. Let's roll our die. Okay, on a 1, we get no benefits there. That means this one will be giving us days, this one's giving us days, and this one's attacking for 3. And we will be taking a little bit of damage here, but we're going to do what we can. We will start by spending 1 energy and playing Tranquility, so that'll exhaust, but we'll go into Calm. We'll spend another energy on our Like Water power, and we'll spend our last energy on a Defend, so we will get 1 block at the end of our turn. We're in Calm, so we'll get another block going to 2, and then for 0 energy, we will play our Consecrate to deal 1 damage to everyone, taking it down to 6, 7, and 7. At the end of our turn, we go up to 2 block for being in Calm. And then the enemies activate will get a Dazed. We're attacked for 3, going to 0 block, taking 1 damage, going to 5 HP, and get another Dazed. All right, so back to us. Let's draw our hand. Of course, we're going to get the 2 Dazed off the top. Then we get a Strike, a Defend, and a Talk to the Hand. We'll roll the die. Okay, and a 1 again. Oh, this one is attacking us for 2 this time. So we're being attacked for a total of 5. That is not great for us. We are definitely going to need to spend 1 energy in order to play our Defend, so we will go up to 1 block. And I think we need to go ahead and use our attack potion. I really didn't want to use it for this, but we'll spend 1 energy and play our Talk to the Hand. And we'll start by dealing 2 damage to this sentry, taking it down to 5, and then we'll gain a block because we have 1 prayer. And we'll do the same thing again, taking it down to 3 and gaining another block. We can then use our last energy on a basic strike to deal 1 more damage, and we can finish you off with a Carve Reality. So let's go ahead and put 1 more on Sentry A, putting you at 5. We end our turn, and the 2 Dazed in our hand exhaust. We gain another block from being in Calm, going to 4. Then we gain another Daze. We are attacked for 3, going to 1, and then we're attacked for 2, so we go to 0 block and to 4 HP. Now this turn, we're really hoping to draw into things to start being able to take out some of these sentries. So let's see what we get. Of course, our Dazed on top, then a Defend, a Cinder's Bane, Defend, and Strike. Man, we are really coming up short right now. We'll roll the die. And that's cocked, so we'll get a reroll. Okay, and on a 5, we do start with 1 block at least. And we are only being attacked for 3, but we're getting 3 Dazed in our draw pile. So, I mean, we just play our hand here. We're going to use all of our energy. We've got 2 Defends, so we'll go up to 3 blocks. So we will block everything this turn. And then we can spend our last one on our strike, and we'll just continue to whittle down A, going to 4. We end our turn, and a Cinder's Bane and Dazed exhaust. We gain a block from Like Water, going to 4. We're attacked for 3, which we fully block. Then we get a Daze and 2 more for a total of 3. And okay, here we go again. We get our 3 Dazed, as well as Vigilance and Strike. Man, everything we need is on the bottom of the deck. We'll roll the die. A 3 does nothing for us. We're being attacked for 5 again. And I'm not so sure that we can afford to do that. So unfortunately, we're going to have to go ahead and spend our Cunning Potion to do 3 damage to this sentry and defeat it. Now we're only being attacked for 3, so we'll spend 2 energy to play our Vigilance, giving us 2 block. We are still in calm, and our last energy on a basic strike, which we will use to take A down to 3 because we know we have to draw Carve Reality next turn. We end our turn, exhaust all 3 of our days, gain another block. We gain 1 days back on top of our deck, and we're attacked for 3, which we fully block. And now we'll draw finally the cards we need, a Day's Eruption and Carve Reality right on the bottom. We'll shuffle for 2 more. And we also gain a Defend and Defend. When we roll the die, we get a 2, so that's nothing for us. Daze and Attack for 3 right here. So we will go ahead and spend 2 energy and get out our Carve Reality finally. So 3 to the first one will defeat it, and 3 to the second takes it to 4. We still have 3 incoming damage, so we will spend 1 energy to play a Defend to go up to 1 block, and we'll go ahead and use our Prayer to play our other Defend and go up to 2. So when we end our turn, we're still in calm, and we go up to 3, which fully blocks that attack. Our Dazed exhausts, and surely we can take it out on this turn. Let's see, a Vigilance, Talk to the Hand, Strike, Defend, and Consecrate. Okay, I think that is enough. So Consecrate takes it down to 3. And then, yeah, 1 for Talk to the Hand for 2, another 1 for Strike for the third, and that will defeat the sentries. Man, that was a lot tougher of a battle than I wanted it to be. So let's get our rewards. We've got 2 gold. Okay, we grabbed a Whetstone, so we're going to upgrade a Starter Strike and another attack. And so now we have an upgraded Strike and an upgraded Eruption. I love taking upgraded Eruption early because really bringing that cost down to 1 is super helpful in the early acts. And all right, now we have a Cut Through Fate, Sands of Time, and Flying Sleeves. And I think I'm going to take Sands of Time. We've already got 1 card that retains, and we can kind of continue building towards that synergy. Now we have another event, and we've got the lab. So we find some potions, each player gains 1, and then we can roll to get another, which is actually good for us. We just spent both of our potions on that elite fight. All right, so we get 2 potions. And we get a block potion and a ghost in the jar, 2 very good potions. Now we get a free relic. Okay, and it's our friend Horncleat. Getting 1 block on everything but a 3 is obviously very helpful. And now let's go to our regular encounter. We're definitely going up to this campfire before the elite because we definitely need to heal, and we'll also get to remove a card with Peace Pipe. But for now, we're facing the Red Louse, Green Louse, Red Louse combo. Okay, we'd love to see a Carve Reality in the opening hand. That would just take out both of the back louses. Or even a lot of defense and just like a Consecrate so we can take off that curl up early. So let's see here. We've got Tranquility, Consecrate. Okay, there's one of our strategies. Vigilance, Like Water, and Sands of Time. Now, I think this is actually a really great opening hand for this. Let's roll the die. Okay, we got a 6. So obviously we are just going to be getting 1 block. And that means we're being attacked for 2, and we are getting weakened, and they are gaining a strength. And now I think this is pretty easy turn for us here. Let's just go ahead and spend 2 energy on Sands of Time. We do have another retain card in our hand, so this deals 5 damage, and we will just take out the Red Louse that is attacking us for 2. Then we'll spend our last energy just to go ahead and get out our Like Water since we're not being attacked. And we can Consecrate to deal 1 damage to each, taking them down to 2. They will curl up to gain some defense, but we are going to end our turn there, so it will just fall off at the start of their turn. We will retain our Tranquility. Then we will be weakened and they will gain a strength. And really, now we're just looking to draw into a Carve Reality because even with weak, 2 damage to each of those will defeat it. So let's see what we can get here. We'll draw, and we have a Strike, Strike, Defend, Defend, and a Strike. Okay, not exactly what we needed. Let's roll. Okay, a 2 does still give us 1 block. We're also getting attacked for 2 and 2. Well, 3 because they have strength. So a total of 5. So we definitely want to take out that Red Louse. I think here we do just go ahead and use all 3 of our energy on 3 basic strikes. The first one does no damage because of weak, but the last 2 will defeat the Red Louse. And I forgot to put my prayer back over here, but we will go ahead and use that to gain 1 energy in order for us to play a basic defend so we can go to 2 block and not take any damage. We'll end our turn and we get attacked for 2, which we fully block. We go back up. We do, of course, still have Tranquility. I didn't need to play it there. Let's draw our hand, talk to the hand, and yeah, we don't have to keep drawing. A talk to the hand will finish the job. So we gain 1 coin going to 3 and a card reward. And now we have a Windmill Strike, Tantrum, and Conclude. I really like all of these, honestly, but we are leaning into the retain strategy, so let's take a Windmill Strike. And now we enter a campsite before the sleep where we, of course, are going to heal, going up to 7 HP. And because of Peace Pipe, we're also going to get to remove a basic strike. And now let's check out our second elite. And we've got Lagavulin. All right, I can definitely see our Ghost in a Jar and Block Potion probably getting some uses out of this fight. Let's get our opening hand. We've got Ascender's Bane. Man, we hate to draw that in our opening hand. Consecrate, Vigilance, Strike, and Defend. We really would have liked to get more attacks or our powers out this turn, but let's just start with what we have. We'll roll our die. And we do get 1 block from that. Not that we will need it this turn. We play our Consecrate, taking it to 21. We'll play our Vigilance for 2, mostly just so we can go into Calm. So hopefully we draw our Like Water and can get some extra block over the course of this fight. And we'll spend our last energy on a basic strike, taking it to 20. We do at least exhaust our Ascender's Bane, so that's out of the way. And then Lagavulin gives us 2 weak. Now we'll draw back up, and we have a Strike, Defend, Sands of Time, Defend, and Carve Reality. But now we're being attacked for 4. We roll the die, and a 4 gives us 1 block. We will spend 1 energy on a Defend to give us 1 block going to 2. And then let's go ahead and use our Block Potion to get 2 more block, putting us at the 4 that we need. I think we're going to save our Sands of Time for a bigger turn, but we will go ahead and spend 2 energy for a Carve Reality, but we are weak, so it does only do 2 damage, which will take it down to 18. We're attacked for 4, and we fully block. Now we'll draw again, and we have a Talk to the Hand, Defend, Eruption, Windmill Strike, and Tranquility. Of course, we still have our Sands of Time. And I think we can afford to take maybe 1 hit here so we get more use out of the rest. Let's roll our die. A 3. Okay, of course, the one thing that does not give us block. So I'll go ahead and spend 1 energy on a Talk to the Hand. That's only going to deal 1 because of weak, but now we're finally out of weak. That'll take it down to 17, and we will gain 1 block. And we've got all of our retain cards in our hand, so we'll spend 2 energy and play our Sands of Time, which gets a total of +4, so that's going to be 7 damage, taking it down to 10. And I think we can get away with spending our prayer here in order to play 1 more Defend, so we go up to 2 block, leaving us taking 2 damage, going down to 5 HP, so we can get a full heal back up to 8 if we take no more damage here. We'll retain 2 cards. And we're attacked for 4. We block 2, and we go down to 5, like we just said, and the Lagavulin will gain 1 strength. We basically have 2 turns to deal 10 damage. Let's see what we can do. We've got our upgraded strike and a Like Water. We need to draw 3 more. And we also get a strike, Talk to the Hand, and Sands of Time again. Okay, that's actually huge, because we can spend 2 energy on Sands of Time. We still have the same retain card, so that's another 7, taking it down to 3. We're not bothering rolling because all we can do is gain block, but we don't need it. So we'll spend our last energy just on a basic strike for another 2, taking it down to 1. And then it'll give us 2 weak. And surely we can just draw into 1 damage here. And okay, there we go. We got what we needed, just the last damage, before we had to start worrying about 4 damage attacks again. Oh, we actually have weak, so we actually need to draw multiple attacks here. Let's see. A strike, defend, defend, defend. Oh no. Okay, Carve Reality. We needed just 1 attack that did more than 1 damage there. So we can spend 2 energy to play the Carve Reality and finish off the Lagavulin. So we will get the 2 gold going to 5. We get a Relic. And we got the Courier. And we'll check out a card reward. And now we have between Sash Whip, Wallop, and Swivel And we actually have several high cost attacks now, so I think we want to take a swivel. Now we'll check out one last event, and we have the Cleric. So we can either heal for 1, upgrade a card for 2, or remove a card for 3. And since we have Peace Pipe, we get enough card removal, I think, from that. We're going to choose to upgrade a card for 2. And this time we will upgrade our Sands of Time. Now we can go to the rest site and rest to heal to full HP. And that also lets us remove a basic strike thanks to the Peace Pipe. And now we're ready to fight the Hexaghost. Okay, we're all ready to go. The Hexaghost is going to be attacking us for 1 and getting a burn into our deck. Let's draw our opening hand. We've got a Defend, Consecrate, Defend, a Cinder's Bane, and a Swivel. A truly horrendous hand for us. Let's go ahead and roll the die. And there we go. We get the 1 block that we need. And we are just playing our Consecrate, and that is going to be all. So 1 damage takes it down to 35. And our Cinder's Bane will exhaust. Now the Hexaghost activates by attacking us, and then we get a burn in our discard pile. Now on this turn, we're being attacked for a total of 4. Let's draw up. We have Sands of Time, Like Water, Defend, Vigilance, and Carve Reality. We're going to start by spending 2 energy and play our Vigilance to give us 2 block and go into Calm. And then we will spend our last energy to go ahead and get out our Like Water. So we'll end our turn, and Sands of Time is going to retain. We'll gain 1 energy because we're in Calm, 1 block, going to 3. And now the Hexaghost attacks us. Oh, well, I guess I should have rolled the die. Let's see if we can fully block here. And we actually do. Okay, so we did go up to 4. So the Hexaghost attacks for 4, and we fully block that. But we also get another burn in our discard. Now we can draw back up for our next hand. We're just getting 2 burns in the discard this turn. We've got a Strike, Defend, Strike, Tranquility, and Windmill Strike. We've got all of our retained cards now, so we might as well go ahead and spend 2 energy and play our Sands of Time. It's now doing a total of 9 damage, so the Hexaghost goes to 26. We will then spend our last energy on an upgraded strike for 2 damage, taking it down to 24. That will end our turn, and we retain our Windmill Strike and Tranquility, and we get 2 burns in our discard from the Hexaghost. And now we draw back up. This time we're being attacked for 3, and the Hexaghost will gain 5 block. Get the bottom of our deck here, which is our Talk to the Hand and Erupt. So we need 3 more cards still, which are a Strike, Carve Reality, and a Burn. Now we'll roll our die. And a 1 gives us a block. So we start with 1. We're taking 3 from the Hexaghost, and with the 1 burn in our hand, that's going to be 4 total, so we would like to be able to get to that. But I don't think we're going to be able to quite get there this turn, but that's okay. We're going to start by spending 1 energy and playing our Eruption. So that's going to deal 2 damage, taking it down to 22. And then we go into Wrath. So we gain 2 energy from exiting Calm and go to 4 energy. Then we'll spend 1 energy to play our Talk to the Hand. So that'll do 3 since we're in Wrath. So we'll go down to 19. And we will gain 1 block. We will then spend 2 energy to play our Windmill Strike, and we retained it last turn, so it does get the plus 3 damage. So 5 and 6, because we're in Wrath, takes Hexaghost down to 13. And then we'll spend 1 energy on a basic strike, which does 3 in Wrath, so that takes it down to 10. We will then go ahead and use our prayer to get 1 more energy, so we can play our Tranquility and go back into Calm. So we'll end our turn. We take 1 damage from Burn, but we gain 1 block from Like Water, so we'll stay at 2. And then we're attacked for 3, so we block 2 of that, taking 1 damage, going down to 7, and then the Hexaghost gets 5 block. Now for us, we will draw 5 more. We get a Burn, a Burn, a Defend, Defend, and a Burn. Ouch. So let's roll here. And a 2 gives us 1 block. And we can spend 2 energy to play the 2 defends that we have in hand to go up to 3 block. And we have to end our turn there. So, like water puts us up to 4, we take 3 damage from the burn in our hand, going down to 1 block. And then the Hexaghost attacks us for 2, so we're able to block 1 of that, and then go down to 6 remaining HP. And its block fell off. We weren't even able to attack it any. And we get another burn in our discard. And alright, it's got a dangerous turn coming up here. 6 total damage to burn and gaining a strength. Let's draw our hand. A defend, consecrate, swivel, defend, and strike. We'll roll our die. And a 3 is the one that does not give us anything. And I think this is the turn where we are going to pop our ghost in a jar, so we can't lose more than 1 HP this turn. And we'll go ahead and play our strike and our consecrate for 2 total damage, taking the Hexaghost down to 8. And then we're attacked for a total of 6, but we can only take 1 damage, so we go down to 5 HP. We get 2 more burn in our discard, and the Hexaghost gains a strength. And now a turn where we're only being attacked for 2, but we still would really like to get a kill here if we can. So we have our Sands of Time that can potentially get us there. A Vigilance. Now we need to shuffle and draw 3 more. And we've also got Windmill Strike, Defend, and Carve Reality. Okay, a lot of damage here, but how much of that can we actually play? Let's roll our die. Okay, a 3 again gets us nothing, so we're being attacked for 2. And I want to play one of these big attacks, so I think we will end up... Or, well, no, because we have like water. So we can spend 1 energy on a basic defend to get 1 block. And then if we stay in calm, which we will, we don't have a way to get out, like water will get us up to 2 for this turn. And then we can go ahead and spend 2 energy here to play our Carve Reality for 3 damage. So that takes it down to 5. We end our turn, but we do get to retain our Sands of Time and Windmill Strike. And our block goes up to 2. So then the Hexaghost attacks for 2, which we block, and we get another burn. Okay, actually, now that I'm looking at it, with the cards we have retained in hand, our Sands of Time does 6 damage. It is at 5 HP. We will just play these cards at the start of the next turn and take out the Hexaghost. Okay, got kind of scary there. I thought we might get below our 4 HP threshold so we wouldn't start Act 2 at max, but thankfully we still will. So we're going to get 3 gold going to 6. We'll get a boss relic choice. All right, so we'll be making our choices against Holy Water. So at the start of combat, 2 cubes, remove a cube to gain an energy. Definitely thematic. Or an empty cage to get another 2 card removal. Or a white beast statue at the end of combat, gain a potion. And then for our rare card choices, we have a vault. 3 energy to discard all cards without retain, draw 5 cards, and gain 3 energy, so a good way to keep the cards with retain. Or a Ragnarok, 3 damage, 5 separate 1 damage attacks, and each attack can have a different target, obviously really good when paired with Wrath. Or Deus Ex Machina, a 0-cost skill that gives us 2 prayer and exhausts. So definitely a couple different ways we could go. I think this one will be a tight race between the relics and the cards. Definitely can't wait to see what you all decide. This has been Solo Party. My name is Kane. Thanks for watching.